There it is. Oh. Ho, ho, ho. Check, check, check. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. I'm your host, AfroMattt. This episode number 149. It is January 6th. Ding, 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 ding. This is, this is the third anniversary of the horrific, horrible, demonic, tragic, gross. I need more negative adjectives so this stays on YouTube. The violent, dispatriotic, unpatriotic, horrible. I may have said horrific already, but it was horrific. Event that took place. That is the insurrection of January 6, 1990 or 2019. Was it 2019 or was it 2020? 2021. Yeah. Doesn't feel like it was that long, but time flies when you're having fun. So we're going to get right into the news here. Let's see. I kind of wanted to take a step back. Now, actually, we'll do that later. We'll do that later. This episode is kind of this is a special episode. The last episode I told you that the news from the Epstein files were supposed to come out any day now. They came out like literally the day after that last podcast. So I've been reading through some of them, kind of scrolling through here and there, trying to find some good tidbits, looking online, trying to find tidbits. But a lot of these screenshots I took from took myself from just reading the documents. They're pretty fun to read. They're kind of like Q&A style documents, question and answer with the the defendant and the plaintiffs and stuff. So the lawyers asking questions, and a lot of these were interesting. And I did kind of a deep dive. So I want to go through some of these articles, or I guess not articles. They're just question and answers from Jeffrey Epstein himself. A lot of names got released. Some that were obvious. Bill Clinton. Some not as obvious, such as Stephen Hawking. What was Blood doing there? Stephen Hawking, it's probably it's honestly probably worse for Stephen Hawking to be there than anyone else because he had to try the hardest. He had to get on a plane, which was, obviously had to be wheelchair accessible, had to fly to an island itself, kind of hard to get around on a wheelchair. So, there's like so many steps. And you would think, like, if I was in a wheelchair, I'd be like, well, that's just a lot of steps. I don't want to go that bad. But, he must have wanted to go bad. My man wanted to go bad. And I don't even know what he did there. Like, what does Jeffrey Epstein have to gain from being on an island? I don't know. I saw a fake screenshot that said he liked to watch midgets do complicated math problems. I thought that was pretty funny. But it was fake, by the way. It was fake. But it was funny. Let's just get right into these. And then we'll go into the news. Because, honestly, this is the most important news that we have. Here, let me pull up the screen. Here we go. So this is, these are just Q&As I stole literally screenshotted straight from the documents. This one says, Q. So a lot of the Qs are being asked by a lawyer. And then the answer is by the or I guess, is it the plaintiff? The one who's suing, whatever. So, Q, the question is, tell me what happened, and it just says Q and A because it didn't want to release the name of the lawyer and stuff. It didn't want. I guess that's probably why. Q, tell me what happened with the caricature. So they're talking about this caricature. Answer: Ghislaine Maxwell asked me to come to the closet. She just said, "Come with me." We went to the closet and she grabbed the puppet of Prince Andrew. And I knew it was Prince Andrew because I had recognized him as a person. I didn't know who he was. And so when I saw the tag that said Prince Andrew, then it clicked. I'm like, that's who it is. First off, this lady's not the brightest tool in the shed. And we went down back to the living room and she brought it in and it was just funny. because he thought, and he, which is Prince Andrew, thought it was funny because it was him. So Prince Andrew's like laughing. Ghislaine Maxwell brings a puppet. First off, Ghislaine Maxwell has a puppet that is of Prince Andrew for some reason, like a voodoo. Like if I went to someone's house and they brought out a puppet that looked like me, I would immediately have questions for them. I wouldn't laugh. I don't think my first thing would be to laugh. Maybe nervously, like a nervous laugh. Well, what's that? What's that? Why does he have curly hair? Why is his nose big? Is that me? Did you make a puppet of me? And Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein had weird photos of like famous people in compromising positions. Famously, Bill Clinton in the blue Monica Lewinsky dress. George Bush throwing paper airplanes at two block towers. Interesting. There's a couple others. I think maybe the Obamas had a picture. I'm not too sure, but the puppet is a new one, and I want to see this puppet. I want this puppet to be put into evidence because I want to see what this puppet looks like. This is like a merch opportunity. Another Q&A. This one's kind of Trump's Q&A here. So the highlighted portions are Trump. And do you recall where you flew when you went to blank when you traveled that first time with Jeffrey Epstein? We left from Palm Beach and landed in Atlantic City for a few hours because there was a storm in New York. And then we got back on the plane a few hours later and landed in Teterboro. Q. And you said that that you recall landing in Atlantic City. Did you go into Atlantic City? Yes, we went to one of Trump's casinos. Did you actually go into the casino itself? Yes. Do you recall Virginia blank at the time? Virginia Roberts being present with you? Yes. Do you recall if she went into the casino? She was underage. I did not know anything about how old you had to be to gamble legally. I just knew that she could not get in because of the ID issue. She and I did not gamble. Did any of the guests for whom you gave massage mention that they were expected something sexual? Trump appeared in this document 4 times, and I've gathered each of them. And the first time was talking about Trump's casino, which is he just had a casino. And then this is the other Q&A. Did any of the guests for whom you gave a massage mention that they were expecting something sexual? No. Did they ask you to engage in sexual contact and you refused? Objection. This is the lawyer. The witness. No. Miss Menninger. Q. Marvin Minsky. I don't know that. George Lucas. No. Donald Trump. No. Did you ever massage Donald Trump? No. Sorry, I have to ask, but did you ever have sex with Alan Dershowitz in the back of the limousine with Virginia and Jeffrey present? Objection. And then the witness said, absolutely not, which is kind of funny. So, I mean, not to let Donald Trump off the hook, but those were the only times that he was mentioned. Was 2 questions about, did you ever massage Donald Trump? Both no. And him showing up his casino, the name of his casino when they landed at Atlantic City. So I mean, if I was Trump, I'd be feeling pretty chill right now with where things are at. Did you ever meet Governor Bill Richardson? Now this is where it gets interested because I was Googling some of these people. I said, I don't even know who Bill Richardson is. Did you ever meet Bill Richardson of New Mexico? Answer, I want to say that he was supposed to come to dinner when we were in New Mexico. I don't know if I met him. I believe that he and Ghislaine had dinner separate from myself. And Jean-Luc Brunel? Yes. So you did meet him? Yes. So let's look up both those people. Just for fun, right? Just for shits and giggles. Shits and gigs. Let's look those people up. All right. Let's look him up. Here we go. Bill Richardson. Bill Richardson, former New Mexico governor who worked for Free America's Held Abroad, dies. This was in September 2nd, 2023. Bill Richardson, a former Democrat governor of New Mexico, who went to serve the U.S. ambassador of the United Nations, has died at age 75. He died in his sleep at his summer home in Massachusetts. The Richardson Center for Global Engagement, a nonprofit foundation started by the former governor, confirmed this Saturday. Before he was elected, he ran an unsuccessful bid. He tried to become the first Latino U.S. president. Okay, now listen to this. Richardson served 14 years as congressman representing northern New Mexico under President Bill Clinton. Yo, that's not good news. That's not good news. So, I mean, maybe you have to add, maybe you ask the question, why did the 75-year-old man die in his sleep at his summer home? With massive connections to, I guess, Jeffrey Epstein and Bill Clinton. Now let's look up this guy, Jean-Luc Brunel, found dead in prison cell. This was February 21st, 2022. So about almost maybe 9 months before. French modeling agent Jean-Luc Brunel, a long associate of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. I love how God, is this not the best way you can say that he was a sex trafficker? A longtime associate of disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Is there a better way to say like what he was? Like when I think of Jeffrey Epstein, I don't think disgraced financier. I think of owner and manager, CEO of one of the world's largest operating sex trafficking blackmail operations. Not disgraced financier. That's my 2 cents on that part. Has been found dead in his prison cell. Guess who else died in their prison cell? And this was in Paris. Brunel was found alone, hanged with bed sheets in his jail cell. Around 1 a.m. local time on Saturday, a prosecutor's office told CNN it did not comment on whether Brunel killed himself, adding an investigation to cause of death has been opened. It is as systematically done as other cases. Jean Brunel has never stopped claiming his innocence. He has multiplied his efforts to prove it. A judge had released him a few months ago, and then he was reincarcerated in undignified conditions. Interesting. So they got out, and then people didn't like that he was out, probably spreading, whatever he's saying. They didn't want him saying stuff. Got him back in prison, and then offed him. Under suspiciously similar circumstances to our the OG Jeffrey Epstein. So let's continue with this. Let's continue with So did you ever meet Governor Bill Richardson? I want to say that he was supposed to come to dinner when we were in New Mexico. I didn't know if I met him. I believe he and Ghislaine had dinner separate from myself. Oh, Jean-Luc Brunel? Yes. You did meet him. Yes. So, interesting. Just interesting. I'll put it there. Q, this is a separate conversation. Did you attempt to have any conversation like that with Ghislaine Maxwell? No. I saw one press report. You said that you had met Kate Blanchett or Leonardo DiCaprio. I did not meet them, no, but when I spoke about them, it was when I was massaging him, and he would get off. He would go on his phone a lot at that time, and one time he said, "Oh, that's Leonardo," or "That's Kate Blanchett," or "Bruce Willis," that kind of thing. So name dropping, yes. So you did not meet Kate Blanchett or Leonardo DiCaprio. So this is kind of this is the only time I think Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Blanchett show up in this, but he's talking about, so she was massaging Jeffrey Epstein, and he's dropping names to flex. He's like, "Oh, see that over there? That's Leonardo DiCaprio. That's Kate Blanchett. That's Bruce Willis over there." He's name dropping all these dudes, I guess to flex. Jeffrey Epstein flexing on probably a 14-year-old. Imagine having to flex. Jesus Christ. Dude was a sad piece of shit. Okay. Another one. And I'm telling you that Ghislaine told me to go to Glenn Dubin and give a massage, which means sex. Okay, so anytime we're mentioning massage, it means sex, I guess. I mean, this is what the actual person says. And I'm telling you that Ghislaine Maxwell told me to go to Glenn Dubin. Okay, let's go to Glenn Dubin. Let's look him up real quick. Glenn Dubin. I don't know if this person is dead or not. Hedge fund manager. Interesting. What hedge fund? Maybe BlackRock? Jeffrey Epstein victim Virginia Roberts, and alleged that billionaire hedge fund manager Greg Dubin was the first person Ghislaine instructed her to have sex with, and also claimed that she had a sexual encounter with Hyatt Hotels and their Thomas Pritzker. Interesting. Where does he work? What hedge fund does he operate? Let's see. Career. He was a finance retail stockbroker at Hutton & Co. Let's see. Where does he work now? Between 2004 and 2007, Highbridge grew to 3.5. Okay, so Highbridge. Oh, okay. Wait. I see. J.P. Morgan Chase Asset Management, a division of J.P. Morgan Chase, purchased a majority interest in Highbridge. And then Highbridge, joint venture with the Louis DeFruce Group. Interesting. So he is part of CCI acquired Morgan Stanley's global oil merchandise. So he's somehow tied up in J.P. Morgan Chase, a subsidiary that manages money. Huh. Interesting. Philanthropy. God, we know these people love philanthropy. The Giving Pledge. And the Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. On April 19th, 2012, Dubin and his wife signed the Giving Pledge, created by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. The commitment of the pledge is to give away 50% of their wealth to charity. I'm sure. The Giving Pledge is a charitable campaign founded by Bill Gates and Warren Buffett to encourage wealthy people to contribute the majority, at least 50% of their wealth, to philanthropic causes. As of June 2020, the pledge has 236 signees. Can we get those signees? Can we see what they are and where that money goes? I've never heard of the Giving Pledge. Who is this giving to? Straight to Jeffrey Epstein? Okay, and I'm telling you that Ghislaine Maxwell told me to go to Glenn Dubin and give him a massage, which means sex. Okay, so Ghislaine Maxwell told you to go give him a massage to Glenn Dubin. Correct. That's your testimony. That is my testimony. All right, Ghislaine Maxwell told you to give a massage to blank. This is redacted. A still redacted name. Correct. Ghislaine Maxwell told you to give a massage to Prince Andrew. Correct? Correct. I want to know whose name this is redacted, that they were able to keep their name more redacted than Prince Andrew. Look at that name. Look at that name. Who's under that black bar? Ghislaine Maxwell told you to give a massage to Bill Richardson. Correct? Correct. Bill Richardson is, we just looked him up, dead. In his sleep, mysteriously. When did Ghislaine Maxwell tell you to give a massage to Will? I don't know dates. Where were you? Okay, whatever. This is pretty interesting. These are people who were subpoenaed to appear in court. Now, I'm not the best at doing research and stuff. So Allison Chambers subpoenaed, aviation insurance subpoenaed, this person blank subpoenaed, Joe Ricari subpoenaed, Michael Reeder subpoenaed, and then this is the only person that's like a shopper's paradise. Now, Shopper's Paradise, I don't know what it is, but I did find a company in New Jersey called Shopper's Paradise. It was like one of the only things that popped up when I searched Shopper's Paradise, and they sell boys and girls clothing, and it feels a little weird. It kind of feels like that incident where what was that company that sells? It was like Wayfair or something like that. They were selling like cabinets for like $12,000, and it was like after a missing child's name. When that happened, hey, remember when that happened, guys? Remember when that literally happened? Like, this is an episode of CI, whatever the hell, what Special Victims Unit, right? But yeah, so I mean, I'm not going to click around too much here, but yeah, they have an underwear and underskirts section for girls. Boys, what do they have here? Underwear, dress pants, casual, blazers, socks. So I don't know if they had anything to do with that. I might just be blowing up their spot. But they have men's. The only two items, so they have all these items for girls and boys. They have blazers, casual pants, dress shirts, fashion pants, outerwear, socks, suits, underwear, vests. For boys, for girls, they have hosiery, outerwear, rosh, coatish, blouses, socks, underwear, whatever. Women's, the women's and men, they only have two items, hosiery and snoods. And for men, they have outerwear, which is just a poncho, which is weird, and then socks. And then Judacia, a regular tetsik. This is something just as Jewish. Let me look this up. I don't even know what Judacia is. Judacia and Jewish. Oh, they're just Jewish ceremonial stuff. Oh, Judacia, it just means Jewish. And what is a tzazik? Tetis? T-Z-I-T-Z-E-S. Tetsits. We're getting in deep, guys. Let's see. Let's go to, okay. Tetsits, which is Hebrew, pronounce, it's tzitzit. Tzitzit. Is a specially knotted ritual fringes or tassels worn in antiquity by Israelites and today by observant Jews or Sumerians. It is usually attached to the four corners of a talit gobi, a prayer shawl, usually referred simply as talit or talis, or talit katan. That's a fun game. Everyday undershirt. Though sickening douche, a talit katan may be referred to as a tzitzit. Well, let's move along. I can't talk about Jewish things without my videos being taken down, so interesting, though. I mean, it's interesting. All I'm saying, let's look at their Instagram. Let's see what's going on at the Shopper's Paradise Instagram. They're still posting? Are they still posting? When was this? Our Hanukkah hours. Please note. Yeah, so, I mean, they're still in business. Everything in the store is on sale. Hurry over and shop our mega Hanukkah sale. Mega sale. So, pictures of little children online and in store. I want to find their address. This is a real place. Sent you a DM. Winter is around the corner. Picture of a little girl. I haven't seen anyone talking about this. This could be big. I mean, yeah, it's just every picture I've seen is of children. I mean, have people looked into this? Hello? Hello? Have people looked into this? What is this? What's the caption on this? It's the weekend. It's just a literal picture of a... Hello, has anyone looked into it? These are pictures of babies. Does anyone know where these babies are? Are they okay? This is what the shop looks like. Huge boys section. Everything he needs, from socks, underwear, coats, shirts, dress, and casual pants, tees, pajamas, belts, ties, suits, tzatziki, yarmulkes, and much, much more. 3 for 1. God, I hope this isn't a 3 for 1. Last day for our mega sale. Interesting. Yeah, so I'm not going to blow up these guys on the spot. I'm not going to say they're doing anything bad, but they are selling only children's clothing. And their website, do they even have a real? Let's look up their address. This is the address they have linked. Is this a real place? Does this place even exist? Okay, I found it. Here's the address. The address takes you to a building called... Okay. Called, get this, The Children's Place. This place isn't even called the Shopper's Paradise. Facility name, Fire Suppression. What? Commercial real estate, New Jersey. Total square feet. Okay. 21,000 square feet. That's a lot. Zoning, land use, commercial, address. That checks out. This is literally the spot. Place is called, the primary photo that they have for this is called literally The Children's Place. This is on LoopNet, property record, for the address that is. I mean, guys, has anyone looked into this? All I'm saying. When was their last post? Family. Little Legs? What is this? 50 weeks ago. How far is 50 weeks ago? I feel, dude, this feels weird just looking through. Like, someone more 50 weeks ago. Is that this seems to be the last time they've posted. Wait, when was this? This was December 19th, 2022. So I mean, it's not like they're super old, right? Reels. Let's see if they posted any reels. New arrivals from Crew Kids and Little Legs. I don't know what Little Legs babies. So, I mean, they sell only luxury children clothes. Someone look into this for me. Someone look into this. I really don't want to. Okay. Well, I mean, let's continue on. So they were subpoenaed. Why were they subpoenaed? Shopper's Paradise subpoena notice. Why? Why were they subpoenaed? I want to know. And why do they sell only kids' clothes? That is the only time Shopper's Paradise shows up only once in the entire document, and they show up there for their subpoena and then nowhere else. So I don't even know where to find information on that. So just something to note. Something of note. Here's some Bill Clinton stuff. On one occasion, she adds, Epstein's did invite 2 young brunettes to dinner, which he gave on his Caribbean island for Mr. Clinton. Mr. Clinton is Bill Clinton, by the way. Shortly after he left office, in case you weren't aware that was Bill Clinton. Shortly after he left office, but as far as she knows, the ex-president did not take the bait. Okay, interesting. Bill Clinton did not take the bait. I'd have been about 17 at that time, she says. I flew to the Caribbean with Jeffrey, and Ghislaine went back to pick up Bill in a huge black helicopter that Jeffrey bought her. She'd always wanted to fly, and Jeffrey paid for her to take lessons, and I remember she was very excited because she got her license around the first year that we met. I used to get frightened flying with her, but Bill had the Secret Service with him, and I remember him talking about what a good job she did. I only met Bill twice, and Jeffrey Epstein told me that they were good friends. That's sweet. It's always nice when your friends stick up for you behind your back. That's how you know you got a real one. We all dined together that night. Jeffrey was at the head of the table. Bill was at his left. I sat across from him. Emmy Taylor, Ghislaine's blonde British assistant, sat to my right. Ghislaine does look like she would have a blonde assistant. Ghislaine was at Bill's left, and at the left of Ghislaine, there was this two olive-skinned brunettes who'd flown in with him from New York. I'd never seen them before. I'd say they were no older than 17, very innocent looking. They weren't there for me. They weren't there for Jeffrey or Ghislaine because I was there to have sex with Jeffrey on the trip. Great. This is fucked up. Maybe Jeffrey thought they would entertain Bill, and I saw no evidence that he was interested in them. He and Jeffrey and Ghislaine seemed to have a very good relationship. Bill was very funny. He made me laugh a few times. At least he's funny. And he and Jeffrey and Ghislaine told blokey jokes, and the brunettes listened politely and giggled. After dinner, I gave Jeffrey an erotic massage. I don't remember seeing Bill again on that trip, but I assume Ghislaine flew him back. Just a little quick dine and dash. Answer: I was living in secret about what I was doing during the massages, and I did not want my friends to know what I was doing. So I did not want anyone else coming into that. Question: was Bill Clinton a friend of Jeffrey Epstein? Objection. Foundation. Let me back up. Do you know if Bill Clinton was a friend of Jeffrey Epstein? I knew that answer. I knew he was. He had dealings with Bill Clinton. I did not know that they were friends until I read the Vanity Fair article about them going to Africa together. Question: did Jeffrey ever talk to you about Bill Clinton? He said one time that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. Question: do you recall ever taking a trip to Jeffrey Epstein's home in New Mexico? Yes. Do you recall who you went on that trip with? That's the end. And then I saw this online. This made me have a good chuckle. So this. I may have played this already. This is Bill Clinton being asked. I'll just play it.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein? No.
Any comments on the alleged allegation of your connection with Jeffrey Epstein? And here comes this guy. This guy giving him the answer.
Connection with Jeffrey Epstein?
No, he said no, just. Look at that face. Look at that face. Slick Will. Look at that face. That is the face of someone. Look at those. He smiles with his eyes. That's how you know he's truly happy. You can tell when someone's happy when they smile with his eyes, and those eyes are the eyes of a truly happy man. It's a man who knows he'll never face any consequences as long as he lives.
Jeffrey Epstein? No.
He said, I think the evidence is clear, which isn't a good thing. I would say the evidence is not clear. If you're trying to deny something, say the evidence is not clear. But him saying that the evidence is clear seems like he's like, yeah, man, and I'm happy about it. Here he is, shaking more hands, kissing more babies. Bill Clinton, the bloke. All right, well, that's all I had on the Jeffrey Epstein stuff. It's exciting stuff. Information being dumped online, always exciting. An interesting little deep dive we did there on the Shopper's Paradise, a.k.a. the Children's Place. Hello? All right, let's continue on with the news. Let's get into the news. The news. Hope everyone had a good Happy New Year and getting your resolutions in order. Also, there was one person who dropped a comment saying that my New Year's resolution should be to clean my room. I have tidied up a lot in my room right now. It is the tidiest it has been in probably 3 or 4 months, and I like it. Look, you can't really tell from where I'm sitting because I'm cover up the whole space, but I'll take it here. And look. Lots of floor space. That's my chair. When you move the chair, it looks like there's a lot of space. So, look, I'm happy about it. All right, let's get into the news. Did we talk about the Harvard president? The Harvard president quit, apparently, pretty recently. So
The president of Harvard University, Claudine Gay, resigned.
Claudine Gay, which I think she's related to another person named Gay, who apparently are both scum type people. Just scum people.
Today, weeks after her controversial testimony before Congress about anti-Semitism.
Yeah, so apparently there was like a ton of anti-Semitism inside of Harvard, and she didn't want to say anything positive for or against it. So they're like, they asked a question, what's your opinion on genocide? And she's like, well, at least it's, as long as I've never witnessed it happening on our campus. And they're like, well, are you for or against it? I've never witnessed it on our campus. Like, she was just like dodging questions like that, like just really vague. And then SNL made a really retarded edit on it. It was bad, but.
And as she faced mounting accusations of plagiarism.
So apparently she plagiarized her entire doctorate, doctoral thesis to become, the president of Harvard. She plagiarized it.
Tonight, embattled Harvard President Claudine Gay stepping down, abruptly ending her turbulent 6-month tenure as the institution's first black president.
Oh, man. Only 6 months? Jesus. Worst 6 months of her life.
Of anyone in that position. In a letter to the Harvard community, Gay writing, it has become clear that it is in the best interest of Harvard for me to resign.
Yikes.
And that it has been distressing to have doubt cast on my commitments to confronting hate and to upholding scholarly rigor, two bedrock values that are fundamental to who I am, and frightening to be subjected to personal...
Yeah, scholarly rigor. Got to be careful with that. Scholarly rigor. Two bedrock values that she has, that's fundamental to who she is. And that's why she plagiarizes, because she's so beholden to her values, her bedrock values of upholding scholarly rigor.
Attacks and threats fueled by racial animus.
Anti-Semitic rhetoric when it crosses into conduct that amounts to bullying.
Calls for Gay's resignation followed backlash to this response at last month's congressional hearing, when Republican Elise Stefanik pressed her about anti-Semitism on college campuses.
Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
That's really crazy. Does calling for the killing of Jews constitute as harassment? Depends on the context? What context?
It can be, depending.
College
genocide of Jews. Does calling for the genocide of Jews violate Harvard's rules of bullying and harassment, yes or no?
It can be, depending on the context.
It does not depend on the context. The answer is yes.
Pressure grew in the following weeks.
I mean, that's even worse than the question than the way that I thought she answered it. That's wild. So that is a crazy response. Hey, I mean, it depends on the context. Look, if I'm doing a sock puppet and then the context is the sock puppet is racist, that's like, look, I would respond to that with a question. So she asked, is it against the rules of your bullying and harassment to call for the genocide of Jews? And this is how I, Claudia Gay, would respond. Well, is it against our, rules to use the N-word when reading from Huckleberry Finn? I'd say it's a similar situation. That's probably infinitely better. That's barely better, but that's like, we're getting there. We're doing something, Rebecca. Oh, Claudine.
Gay facing multiple allegations of plagiarism in her academic work. Harvard initially standing by Gay, but today the board accepting her resignation, saying she had acknowledged missteps, but also faced...
Also, her last name is Gay, which is just funny.
Personal and sustained attacks. Tonight, Stefanik claiming credit, saying this is just the beginning of what will be the greatest scandal of any college or university in history.
Also, Harvard's kind of like, isn't it kind of rigged? Like, they have the whole system where if you are related to someone who's been there, you can get in without having to be accepted or something. That they have like something like that. It's like rigged. I think somewhere along the way that they got in trouble because they were giving bonus points to people of color, something along those lines.
Gay's resignation leaving the campus divided.
I'm glad that, it seems like we're moving in a direction where Harvard...
Also, this is, I guess, Harvard's version of Ben Shapiro?
...begin to repair its public image.
I was flabbergasted. I was more than surprised. I was shocked. I don't think she was really given a chance from the start.
And Aaron, this is now the second university president to step.
Claudine Gay is related to another famous gay, I'm pretty sure. And I'm not talking about gay. Claudine Gay, sister. I know she, Claudine Gay's sister. I will find this. I found it on Wikipedia. Roxane Gay. Roxane Gay apparently is a writer, editor, social commentator. Gay is the author of the New York Times bestselling essay, The Bad Feminist, as well as a short story, The Untamed State, Difficult Women. So she's like a feminist author. Apparently she's like sucks. Like she's just posts bullshit online and shit. So interesting. I don't think that she plagiarizes, though. She's actually a good writer. Claudine is just a fraud. But yeah, so I mean, I guess there's consequences for calling for the murder of Jewish people now at Harvard. Specifically at Harvard. If you do it anywhere else, I guess it's free reign. All right, let's continue into the this is some spicy news. Rumors of 10-foot alien at mall in Miami circulate online. Here's what actually happened. That's why I always like, this so and so didn't happen, by the way. Interesting. Let's here's what actually happened. First off, maybe it is aliens. Let me decide. Don't tell me here's what actually happened. Let me decide. Antonio Piquera IV. Jesus. I've never hated someone based purely off their name, but Antonio Piquito IV might be, I might hate you specifically just based off your name. Rumors and video clips of panic, massive police presence, and what social media claims to be 8 to 10-foot aliens appears in Miami as mall cropped up online Friday, though the digital buzz around the supposed appearance seemed to be sourced from footage of New Year's Day brawl on shopping center. Several juveniles. Okay, so let's see. This is a clip. They're citing that this clip sparked it off. So this is that. Okay, first off, if this is a teenage brawl in a mall, this seems like way too many cops. This is like more than 60 cops, they said. More than 60 cops. I zoomed in on one of the TikTok videos about the Miami mall creature so you can see the gray creature walking in between these police cars in the building. So they're saying you can see the 10-foot alien. Oh, there it is. Interesting. The creature is in fact the blurry video of 3 police officers walking next to each other. Okay. All right. Better quality video. Here's a better quality. Yeah, but also look at all these police officers. This is what got me. I'm like, well, maybe this is more than a mall brawl. This is, I'd say, probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I mean, all the way down the highway. And then there's like 50 up there. I mean, maybe they thought it was a shooting, but is this many police necessary? You don't have to surround the building. Dude, this is the police after they realize that they get a call that there's one black person with a gun in Miami. I mean, this is crazy. Is this not crazy? They had more police officers than there are human beings. Helicopters. This is like every police officer in Miami at this mall. I mean, interesting. And maybe it wasn't aliens, but that's a lot of people. It's interesting. Also, yeah, I mean, it's 60 police officers. When? Why? Why is that ever necessary? Okay. Now we're getting on to the interesting part. Waffle House executive named as new chair of Georgia State Election Board. From Waffle House to Board of Election. Brian Kemp, Friday, named Waffle House Risk Management and Security Executive, is the new chair of State Election Board, given the 5-member body a new leader as Republican activists push for investigation secretary. So, I mean, I don't really care about the political side. I just like this headline. Let's see. Activists frequently besieged board meetings, demanded changes. Board members, for example, recently rejected a push to allow all Georgians to vote using hand-marked paper ballots. You know, I don't think I've ever used a paper ballot, but it feels easier to rig. And guys, I'm not saying that they would ever do this. What I'm saying right now is that every election has been 100% fraud proof. Okay. But I'm saying if it feels easier to hack into one of those little, standing computers that you vote on, that's been the same since 2001. Everyone's always voted. I feel like they haven't changed, really updated that much. Maybe like their touch screen now, but it seems easier to hack into that than it would be to like mark and circle on a paper ballot. Then you have to transport a truckload of fake paper ballots somewhere. To me, and this is where we go into Matt's brain. To me, it seems easier to rig when it's electronic and it's just numbers kind of flying through the air, stored on some database or something, being counted by some, automation machine. Seems easier to trick that than it would be to trick a busload of paper ballots. So I'm all for paper ballots. I don't mind filling out a sheet of paper. I don't mind. But then, you start mailing ballots. And that's kind of the situation that we got into last election, where it was like a couple of these mail-in ballots. This guy's been dead for 12 years. And he voted 14 times. What's going on here? Stuff like that gets a little really washy. I don't really know. I do know one thing, and I will say this with 100% certainty. You should have to show an ID to vote. Call me crazy. Call me absolutely insane. Call me wacky. But I think that you should probably have to show identification that you are who you are in order to vote. You already have to do that, correct? I think you already have to do that. So maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe it's good that but I swear this will come up this time next year. Well, actually, this time next year, most likely Trump will be president. But knock on wood. I like being as vague as possible. Knock on wood. Does that mean that I don't want him, or does that mean I do want him? This time next year, Joe might not even be alive. That's a knock on wood moment. That guy's. Everyone's old. Can we? Okay, I'm not going to go on another tangent about boomers, but can we stop with the old people? All right, let's move on to TikTok time. Here we go. This isn't really a TikTok. This is kind of a TikTok news hybrid.
Take the stress out of tax filing.
Thank you. You know what? This will be our ad segment.
Complex your situation, whether you're a first-time filer, a seasoned pro, or anywhere in between.
I'm getting them free ad time.
All right, so I'm going to give a little statement and then...
oh, this isn't the actual... Oh, this is the actual
Take
video.
the stress out of tax filing.
Right.
Try Free Tax USA. Our software is
Try
simple
Free
to
Tax
use,
USA.
no matter how...
Meantime, new here.
Also, every single
Meantime, new
new
here at 5 o'clock.
Stand out jury.
I want to see the video. Oh,
Clark County shaken up Thursday morning. She declined for violent crime.
okay. I think I have the actual video here. Give me a sec. Yeah, I got the actual video. Here it is. The original video. This man
really jumped on the judge in court.
This man really jumped on the judge in court. I was laughing at this. I've been showing this video to everyone I've seen so far. I showed this video to the barista at Starbucks.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something.
This is the judge. Also, this judge, why do you have to be such a bitch? When you're giving it... Hey, this is just a heads up for all judges out there. If you're gonna condemn someone, don't be a bitch about it. Just say, sir, Dismain, I guess maybe this is his name. Dismain really jumped on the judge. I'm gonna say this guy's name is Dismain. So, Mr. Main, you're hereby sentenced to 14 years in prison. That's as simple as it needs to be. Here's what she actually says.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this...
And he says, "Oh hell nah, this bitch." Listen. Nah, fuck this bitch. Which is the reason this is so funny is I can relate on a certain level. Look at that. He jumps over the entire podium, probably 5 feet. I mean, that's head level. That's like shoulder level with this guy. Jumps clean over it, completely over it, levitates over it. Legs don't even touch the top of the desk. Tackles her. She hits the wall. And he beats the shit out of her. And then the bailiff tries to come and he beats up her. I mean, it's absolute legend mode. Dude went full legend mode. Let's see what they have to
documents giving us a better idea of what happened after a man attacked a Las Vegas judge on Wednesday. This as Clark County's district judge spoke today about the importance
also get this man in the NFL with a tackle like that. That guy's
increased security in the courtroom. A warning: some of the images you're about to see may be disturbing.
May be disturbing. Whoa! Hey.
Horrifying video still making national headlines. A defendant attacking a Las Vegas judge as she was sentencing him. We're now getting a closer look at what happened in that courtroom.
Dude,
it was just
homie's going 3v1.
Chaotic commotion.
Daniel Martin was there, waiting to be sentenced himself, and says it was nothing short of insane.
Honestly, I was super surprised. Like, I've never seen anything like that in my whole life.
According to documents obtained by the 8 News Now
Oh my god, dude. He added like 14 fucking charges onto him.
Investigators. The offendant, Deobra Redden, a 3-time felon, told corrections officers he, quote, had a bad day and tried to kill Clark County District Court Judge.
That's sad. So he said, "Yo, my bad. I had a bad day. I had a bad day." Which I think should be admissible in court. The bad day defense. Hey, judge, I'm sorry I tried to kill you. I had a bad day. What can I say? It's been a long one. It's been a long one. We've all been there. You ever been in traffic and you just want to like turn it up to 11 and just ram the person behind you? You're just, just put on your brakes and just tell this guy to stop riding your ass. You ever have those days when you feel like, you could really do some damage? Drive your car through a, Starbucks for getting your order wrong. McDonald's, they put mayonnaise on your burger. You want to go in and just give them, just give them what for? You know, give him a slap on the head. Nothing as serious as this man, of course, but a bad day should be admissible in court. Look, guys, we have a bad day. Every day we have a bad day. I mean, speaking about bad days, so I got to give you a little bit of background information on this. This is a new white girl craze called the Stanley Cup. Now, the Stanley Cup, when I first heard it, I thought initially about the Stanley Cup from the movie Cars, and Cars 2, and Cars 3, and Cars 4. The Stanley Cup is the tournament that they race in. This is another Stanley Cup. Stanley brand makes it like a large cup, way too big to be practical, but it's a trend and it's a brand everyone loves. It's kind of like the UGG of cups, and people are they are dying to get these cups. So it's white women. White women are collecting these cups. Like Southern white women will have a collection of every cup, and then God knows their husband has to deal with that shit waking up. I want a moment of silence for the husbands of the Stanley Cup women, because this guy stole Stanley Cups, I assume because his wife told him to. So he's in there. This is from a Target Starbucks. And he got all of them. He got the whole box of Stanley Cups, exclusive to Starbucks. This mom wants those Stanley Cups so bad. This is how bad she wants those Stanley Cups. She's trying to fight an active crime, a man committing an active crime, stealing from a Target without a mask, with no balaclava. She is trying to fight him and keep him from leaving the store. So that it's not because she's mad, and this is a part that I think people subconsciously realize is funny, but they don't realize it's not because she's morally opposed to him stealing. It's because she wants the cup. She wants the cup so bad that she's willing to stop this man from stealing so she can buy one. You know, if she didn't want the cup, she'd be like, fine, let this man walk. But she wants the cup, so she's trying to stop him.
You're a fucking loser.
You know, look, everyone's getting, get him. They want the cup so bad.
Get him! Stupid! Get him! Stop him!
It's funnier when the white ladies try to stop him from stealing. They're just mad.
Wow, you guys.
Look at
that.
This guy just stole the cups. So those people waited 4 hours in a line in Starbucks for the grand opening and the unveiling of the Starbucks exclusive Target mug. God, we live in a consumeristic hell. And they were more upset at him stealing from them than they were of the Target. Isn't that interesting? All right.
If somebody's like, hey, I'm going to get back to you tomorrow.
Here's an Andy Elliott clip. This one's just absurd because of the size of his pants. Not really anything he's saying. This man is wearing 2-inch inseam shorts. Every comment you see on this is like, dude, why are you getting into your wife's wardrobe? Also, his wife probably also wears these. His wife is ripped. His wife looks like Sheila from Napoleon Dynamite. You think I'm mad because I go back to Sheila every night? But yeah, no, Andy Elliott always has a vein popping out on the left side of his head, on both sides of his neck. He's always angry. He's always wearing shorts that are like 5 sizes too small. And he says stuff, and I don't really even know if it means anything.
Me tomorrow.
So he's a sales coach.
Like if somebody's like, hey, I'm going to get back to you tomorrow. Like, tell me you're going to get back with me tomorrow.
I'll be back with you.
Yeah, totally understand. But anything that should be done today shouldn't be put off for tomorrow. Wouldn't you agree?
I love the "wouldn't you agree."
Yeah,
my
cool.
boss uses the "wouldn't you agree." It's like a cheat code for getting things that you want, and it's a cheat code in manipulation. Oh, you want to kill yourself? Wouldn't you agree? I guess I would. It's like that video of it's like that TV show of Making a Murderer, when they asked that little kid, they're like, "You killed your sister, wouldn't you agree?" And the kid, who was proven literally retarded, was like, yeah, I guess I did. And they're like, we got him. That's the.
Let's go and wrap this up.
Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Close his ass on the spot.
I'm just gonna fucking close his ass on the spot. Okay.
And then I'll just close his ass on the spot. Then he's like, well, how did I just agree with you that I should do it today, and how did I shake your hand? Well, word track.
Word track.
I have thousands of word tracks. I stuttered at 18, I stuttered. My manager's like, you just got to write down the word tracks, memorize them so you know what to say, so you can slow down your brain, so you know what you're going to say before you say it, so you stop stuttering. Like,
No,
if somebody's like,
no, it has nothing to do with word tracks. He just added, wouldn't you agree, onto the end of the sentence. This guy's retarded, by the way. By the way, this is as simple as sales is. It's talking to them, repeating what they say, sounding professional, sounding like you know what you're talking about, right? That just means like knowing, like, you know, not being retarded, pretty much just not being retarded when you're talking. And if it's in-person sales, it's being handsome. Being handsome or being pretty will increase your sales probably by 30%. It's just the facts. No one cares what you're saying. No one cares if this is your first deal. If you're handsome, they'll work with you. If you shake their hand, smile, say their name a few times, they'll work with you. It's easy. It's as simple as that. Smile, repeat what they're saying, make sure that they know that you're listening. Write down shit on your notepad in front of them so they know you're listening. And at the end of the whole conversation, wrap up all your notes so they know you're an extra professional. Shake their hand, and then set another closing, and then do that again the next time you talk to them, and do that again, and then you will close. That's for homes, at least. I don't know if cars is different. Cars, they don't even let you leave, I guess. They take your keys and they don't let you leave. Car salesmen are scumbags, by the way. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's it. I kind of want to, you know what? Let's play us out with a different song. This song might get me demonetized, but I feel like this is appropriate. All right, this is an AI cover of Had a Bad Day. Hopefully this one avoids copyright. It probably won't. This probably will get demonetized. I don't make any money anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. But this is Mordecai with the classic. This is the Had a Bad Day defense. I just imagine pulling up to court, a boombox on my shoulder, Your Honor, and then just pressing play. Click. Tell me your past been way offline. You fall to pieces every time, and I don't need no care at all. 'Cause you had a bad day, you're taking what down. You throw hands at the judge, turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie. You work out a smile and you go for a drive. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie. Thank you for listening, everyone. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe and share with a friend. Goodbye. I'm going to let it play. Where is the passion you needed the most? Oh, you need a blue sky holiday. Goodbye. After this. After another chorus. Fuck it. Got a bad day, you're taking one down. You sing a sad song just to turn it around. You say you don't know, you tell me don't lie. You work out a smile and you go for a ride. You had a bad day, the camera don't lie. You come back down and you really don't mind. You had a bad day. Now, bye.